In the House of Commons, in his chamber, the PM racks his brains to remember all the things he'll use in this debate. Threats and weapons, photographs, rogue states. None, of course, will he present to view. His word, and that of MI6, will do. And so his words most carefully must he choose, for what he scarce believes he must propose. All he felt before has been transformed by the presence of a crowd that swarmed into Whitehall protesting the invasion by, they say, this coat-tail-hanging nation. "Britain," cry the papers, "protests war." He regards the paper lying on the floor, where he threw it, just this very morning. How could this have come without a warning? Even as he pulls his tie up tight, mentally preparing for this fight, almost deaf to the dull ringing tone of that familiar bright red telephone. "Howdy, partner. I just want to wish you best of luck on this important mission. I'll get to the point, my English friend. I've heard of the protests in your land. I want to help you. I want to set you straight. President, I don't want the House to wait." "Yes, you do. Let them stew and worry, while you make it clear that you do not hurry. Pass the urgency onto their backs. Let them be the ones choose to attack. Trust me, I know what you're going through. In the entire world, there are but few who can understand how this now feels. With your hands ready to turn giant wheels." "Truly you're a friend. You read my mind. But how can I leave such concerns behind? If I had to carry all that mattered on my back, my very spine would shatter. As it is, the weight that's on my head is enough to feel as if it's lead. And now with these protests, I hesitate, even now our evidence to state." "Of course you do. That is what they intended. They wish to also control how it's ended. Let them start. Let them push. Let them be. That's their job as citizens of their country. Your job is to lead, to keep it true, not to let distractions bother you. Did the crowds bring evidence to show? Is there one new thing in what they know? No. They just don't want to go to war. And thus it was in every war before. It don't hate them. In their own way they are just. But now you must justify their trust. I don't need to tell you what I think, for you know. We have now forged a link. Go, my friend. Be that jigsaw piece that once in place one hardly even sees. Go finish what our history has begun, and I will pray for you. Pray that you won. You are right, and a good friend. I know it. Being by my side's enough to show it. You have a strong opponent in this debate. Make sure that you equalize his weight, for it would equally a travesty be if you lost this fight through your modesty. Balance him, for fairness must be seen here on both sides. Let the fight be clean and clear. Of course, I've really no choice at all. To argue for war, I am responsible. That's right. You don't cause it. You inform. Throw the information in the storm. Watch the maelstrom turn and twist about. And when the final verdict does come out, you did what they voted you in to do. I believe it's time to go. Thank you. No. Thank you. And PM, we'll be friends, no matter how all this madness ends. As the PM now puts down the phone, he has never felt this much alone. Just next door, the 700 wait for one man to enter this debate, for one leader clicking into place, a cap to strengthen the fortress's face. As he steals his courage to leave the room, it feels more like the pull of a vacuum. His eyes look for a way to clear his head. He turns to the great leaders, mostly dead, who preceded him in years gone by. One by one, he looks them in the eye. How he wishes he could be unblinking like the portraits. And now he's thinking how one day he'll be enframed right here, rendered in oils for 1,000 years. The painted PMs stare, but reassure. The shoes he stands in, others also wore. At last, he turns the handle on the door to take his place in this machine of war. And one final thought gives him a moment's pause. If he be some piece of some great jigsaw, synchronized by history's great clocks, what is the picture on his jigsaw box? That was Known Unknowns by Aaron Wilde. All the characters were performed by the author, me, Aaron Wilde. This is a work of fiction based on the events leading up to the war with Iraq